Just to lift the lid a little bit on what just happened, that I did actually genuinely get lost, but I had to re-film it because I didn't have my camera on me. The reason why I'm telling you is because there are a lot of cameras around here. I mean, there are a lot of rich people around here. There's a lot of money around here. There's lots of very nice cars around here. There's lots of big shiny tower buildings, which is a bit like being in Star Trek, except it's not built as a utopia. It's built on, well, I mean, it doesn't need saying, does it? I began to get a little bit worried that maybe I looked suspicious. That may still happen. I may still get arrested. That may be part of the vlog. We'll see what happens, eh? I was going to do this scene with the Stuart Lee book that I'm reading at the moment, which you may have seen on Instagram, but I haven't been able to finish that book, so this is my stunt book. It's a tiny Bible, it's the smallest book I own. Anyway, because I'm not doing a book this week, we're just going to have a bit of a chat about what I'm doing and who I am, because this is like the 13th vlog and you have no idea about anything apart from the fact that I talk at you about books. I'm an indie writer, and about a year ago I found an editor. Now admittedly she's a friend of mine and we'd known each other for a while. We went to university together, but she started editing my stuff sort of as a favour and sort of as a friend. Damn it. But as I began to take myself a bit more seriously, as I began to think that I might actually become a writer, I realised that there was a huge amount of work involved in being an indie writer. Now I believe really strongly that once you've worked out what your goal is, then you need to work out what your limitations are, and then after that, where those limitations reach their end, you need to find somebody who can help you out in those limitations. Somebody you can bring in to fulfil your goal. So I had the goal self-publishing, but when you start to put it together you realise that you have to do a blog and a vlog and you have to publicise yourself all the time and you have to learn all the publishing platforms and then you have to do all the editing and you have to make sure that it all comes together, and then you have to make sure that you contact members of the press, maybe do the odd interview. This, by the way, is the best from Audi. This is the best. Let's see it focus, come on. And sooner or later you realise that that's way too much for one person. I mean, it could be the right amount for one person if you're crazy or you have loads of energy or you're some kind of superhuman, but I'm none of those things. Well, I'm a little bit of one of those things, but I'm none of those things, properly none of those things. So I approached my editor about this, who seemed quite keen about the work that I was producing, and said, look, I need someone to do all this stuff because I can't do it, and I need to concentrate on the writing. And so her response to this, because she's amazing, was immediately, yes, I would like to help you with those things. In fact, her exact response was, you're asking me to be your manager? And I kind of hesitated a little bit and I said, well, yeah, I guess so, yeah. And she said, yes. Now my response immediately was to try and talk her out of it. She wasn't going to get paid, she'd get a percentage of what we earn, but that might not happen for years. And I'm difficult to work with, I'm temperamental. Sometimes I've got a bit of a, I spent half an hour trying to talk her out of it. I said, look, have a couple of days, have the weekend. It was a Friday night when I was telling her, have the weekend to think about it, and I'll phone you up on Monday. So I phoned her up on Monday, and she immediately had a 2-year plan. So what are my duties? Well, we don't have a contract yet. Apparently that's going to be drawn up. And I give her a percentage of everything that I earn, which currently is nothing. We have 3 short stories in editing at any one time. We have 9 finished. So look, here's the 9 finished short stories. I've got Gladiators, My Dear Fellow, On, Shattered, Shift Key, The Speed of Light, University, and Wrestling in Cars. Also, I have to produce a short story roughly once a month, maybe a piece of microfiction every 2 weeks. And I have to do a blog once a week, which hopefully you've subscribed to and you like. And I have to do, well, I don't have to do a vlog, but I started doing a vlog because I enjoy making films. In the future, the plan is to serialise the story, so you will pay what you want. Bit of windy pops. The plan is to serialise the stories. I've already said that. The plan is to serialise the stories. There you go. You can have it again. And you will pay what you want via Patreon, which will be a link on my blog soon. Then you will be able to buy them stories. You can pay 1p for them. You can have them for free, or you can pay £1,000 for them. Whatever you want to do. The fundamental point here is that I will be doing this now for the rest of my life. That's the plan. This is now me. So if you're watching this now, you're kind of in on the ground floor of the next, I don't know, 50 years, or getting run over by a bus tomorrow, whatever. I will, however, continue to have a full-time job in driving, which you'll get a little insight into every so often, like you did at the beginning of this vlog. And I will continue to write and vlog outside of this. So I'm also prepared for obscurity for years, maybe my entire life. I'm going to regret saying that. So follow, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, and maybe buy one of the stories off of me at some point for 1p or £1,000, whatever you feel, because this feels like the beginning of a journey, and if nothing else, this is going to be the best story of all, which is actually this thing, this life here that I'm planning for myself. That's going to be the best story, over and above anything that I can write, maybe. Hola, ¿qué más, amigo?